Hello, everyone. I'm Hannah.
And I'm Emily.
And we're the hosts of the I Don't Think So podcast. Each episode, we discuss a different story, theory, or mystery and decide if we think it's believable or if we really don't think so.
Here at the I Don't Think So podcast, we are affiliated with Flurry Sports, and we present our theories, mysteries, and stories on your favorite place to listen to podcasts every single Wednesday. So go ahead and like and share. Follow us on all of our socials on X, Threads, Insta, and even YouTube. What is our thing? I don't think so _EH. As if, we haven't done this for over a year. The same handle. Dang it. Perfect. Oh, goodness. Well, happy December, folks.
It's the most
Wonderful time of the year.
I love Christmas time.
I am not gonna lie to you. It started getting chilly, and I was like, "Christmas is here."
I was like putting up decorations today. I had my Christmas music blaring, and it was just like it brought me so much joy.
Oh, it just makes me feel so happy. It makes me feel cozy.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me feel so in touch with just like people I care about. And at the end of the day, I just am like,
here's what I found.
I'm a halt. Whoa.
Siri on my watch was trying to help us out.
Siri was like, you don't know what you're trying to say. I just love everything that has to do with Christmas. I'm very much like a Hallmark movie bitch.
Oh, I love a Hallmark movie.
So I'm like, you know what sounds like a perfect date to me? A horse-drawn carriage in the snow.
On a sleigh?
Oh!
With bells? Ching, 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 ching. I love all of the like Christmas movies on Netflix that are just like spin-offs of Hallmarks too, but it's like at some random like Vanessa Hudgens.
What are you doing
Why
here?
are you here? A Night for Christmas?
A Night for Christmas? I was thinking The Spirit of Christmas.
Good. Christmas Prince trilogy?
Oh
my God.
I'm gonna have to rewatch a bunch of these.
I love it. We should just start.
We should. I don't know what we're waiting for.
Anywho, speaking of Christmas and December and a new month, we are starting a new theme for the month of December. And like we were talking about previously, I wanted to bring us back to our roots of conspiracy theories.
Woo!
And this one has been proven to be true.
We've had a few of those, then they're always bummers.
This one's not great.
Okay.
I mean, no one has died yet.
Yet.
But it could cause some very serious damage. So I'd just like to bring some awareness to folks, you know?
Is it the Tide Pods? The Cinnamon Challenge?
No. So I felt like as we're entering Christmas and as we're entering like shopping for people, I love a deal.
Oh, absolutely.
I personally got most of my presents shopped for prior to even Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah.
Because of just deals that have come up and things like that. And I am a frequent at like discount stores, think like TJ Maxx, Home Goods, Ross, all that.
Love
Okay.
those.
Marshalls, you name it, love it. However, they're kind of the center of our theory today.
No!
They've done us dirty.
No!
No! So I want you to think this is something that was like new to me as an adult. So growing up, whenever I would buy like makeup or anything like that, and it felt like it was always like a risk game. Like you're trying to figure out what shade of foundation you are.
Oh, yeah.
You're trying to figure out if you're going to like this product. You're trying to figure out if you're like, for me, going to break out in hives from this product or like what's going to work, right?
Right.
I didn't know until like well into my adult years that like stores like Ulta and things like that you can return products too.
I feel like I've heard that, but I don't return pants if they don't fit, let alone makeup.
You don't?
Judge me a little.
You just like cut your losses and you're like,
What are you
well,
gonna do?
shit. Oh, I'm a returner. I've never returned makeup
No.
except for one time. And the only reason why I returned it was to Ulta, was because it was like a eyeshadow palette.
Mhm.
And I brought it home and it was like shattered.
Oh, sure. So did you just swap it out?
And so I went there and I ended up returning it. They didn't have any extras. And so they ended up refunding me, and then like they throw it away, right?
Right.
Because the palette's broken, obviously. Well, that is the center of our theory. And there's a couple different ideas as to how this theory came to be. So, several TikTok users, people on social media, Instagram and such, have commented on the fact that often when they go to discount stores like TJ Maxx or Ross or things like that, they find these like very nice makeup palettes. Like they'll have designer palettes there, they'll have very like luxury makeup there, but they're open or like used or like whatever. And people often just contributed it to being like
it was damaged.
It was damaged at the store, right? And I do believe that some of that does happen, right? People are like opening it up, using swatching it, deciding they don't like it, and they leave it there. However, the employees don't remove it. They just like leave it there. However, the theory, and there's kind of two parts to it, is that A, they're buying used or damaged makeup. And B, they're restocking used makeup.
Ew.
So, there's different makeup designers, and some of them are problematic, but that have stated that, like, so for example, one person that's been in the center of this is Jeffree Star, who like is
got a lot of problems.
He's got a lot of problems. However, he had this type of lip gloss that expired. They accidentally put, or like their manufacturers had accidentally not kept it at the right temperature while it was processing.
Okay.
And it was expired. So they called like a disposal company. They were supposed to come and like he paid to get it thrown away.
Yeah.
Okay. Then 2 weeks later, it's showing up in like regional TJ Maxx's and things like that. The disposal company ended up getting sued because they like got paid off by this discount store to buy the like expired makeup, and they were actually having to like recall this expired makeup that they were selling to people.
So TJ Maxx paid this disposal company.
Supposedly.
Allegedly.
But the disposal company ended up getting sued for like selling expired like goods.
Wouldn't you also get sued for buying expired?
You would think, but I never heard anything of that. So that's the first part. The theory is that they also will buy things from like Ulta stores or like other makeup stores, Sephora, that has been returned or damaged, and like put it on their shelves knowing that's either A, been used, or B, is broken. Okay. So people weren't sure if they were just buying used stuff and they weren't like the wiser, they didn't realize it was used, or if they were actually being guilty in this. So some people took to their own conspiracy and wanted to test it out. What they did, and this is several different like TikTok users, YouTubers across different states throughout the United States, went to different discount stores, and it wasn't just TJ Maxx, but that was one of the biggest ones. And they'd go in, they'd buy a variety of different palettes.
Sure.
Some of them they knew like they could visibly see were like broken because there was like dust of this like bronzer
everywhere,
coming out of it, and they sold it to them, which I think is crazy.
Weird.
And then other ones that were completely unopened. What they did was they took it home, they like dug their fingers in it.
Oh no.
And then marked the box on the inside, like put a little star on the inside of the box. Would go back the next day and the employees didn't even check if it was used. They let them return it,
Ew.
even though they said that they didn't use it. They later came back the next day, and those boxes were restocked on the shelf.
Ick.
So
So is it just coming down to like their process, their system is take the customer at face value, which is stupid. You and I have both worked within retail
Mhm.
before. Listen, the customer is always wrong. I don't know what to tell you. They're typically wrong,
well, and beyond that, they didn't even check.
which is gross.
Like, they didn't check. And, like, to me, I feel like if you are returning any sort of product like that someone's going to put on their body or in their body, you don't restock it,
No,
like, at all.
no. I mean, I know at the store I worked at, there was like anything with like food, like even pet food.
Mm-hmm.
If someone bought it, we had to throw it away. Like throw it
When
away.
you get paid for, like, damaged goods for it, it's not like you just completely lose out on the thing.
right.
You get it paid off in damages through insurance and things like that. So I just think it's crazy, like, these conspiracies that of the people saying, like, oh, they won't restock it, they won't use it. Like, they're putting used makeup
Back on the shelves.
back on the shelf.
Well, and I've always there's been few times far between. Like typically when I was growing up, I got my makeup from Walgreens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeehaw.
I was in too.
Corner happy and healthy, baby. My mom's getting pictures for something. I'm in the aisle over there just grabbing shit. And it wasn't until I was older that then like a Ross or a TJ Maxx really was something that I was looking into. The only makeup I've ever gotten from there was a like bronzer highlighter palette.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I took it home and it was like a brand. I'm pretty sure it was like a knockoff brand of something. Like it was supposed to look like a higher end brand, but it was just like,
It was a dupe,
it was a dupe.
but not a good dupe.
No. And I opened it and it still had the plastic film on it. However, it was like one of those like tray plastic films that you can just like pop in.
Mm-hmm.
And my one highlight shade was like clearly like broken. And then you could see like it looked like someone had tried to repair it and it had broken again.
Oh.
And I remember, and like, at the time I wasn't so old,
Mm-hmm.
and I was broke, and I'm also against returning things. So I was like, what you gonna do? No big deal. But yeah, I mean, it is kind of one of those things that those stores, you try not to think about any part of it for too long. Like, why are any of these things here? Like, I
Right.
understand there's like defects within manufacturing, like a mass manufacturer.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you can buy medication there. Like, you can buy like hair supplements and nail supplements and B12 and
When I get like overproduction or like a surplus and it's just like not selling well, so you like send it to this discount store, I just think it's insane that there is no like legal process for something like that.
right.
Like, I just can't even imagine, like, and I've never bought any makeup
Mhm.
anywhere besides brand new.
Yeah,
So I didn't even think about this as like a thing.
a possibility.
And so the fact that, like, who knows, like, someone could have any sort of like disease
Or just bad intention.
or bad intentions, and you could be messing around in it, and they have no process of like, if this is a broken seal on something, that they cannot legally sell it.
One, you have to think back to who are these stores targeting? They're not targeting people who've got a lot of money, who
No.
have access to full price and brand name things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you are, preying on people who are less well off. You are preying on young and impressionable. Because yeah, when I was 14, my mom's like, you're not going to go buy a $150 makeup palette.
Or even like a $20 eyeshadow palette. Like,
Yeah.
that's spendy for something like that at that time. Like, you can get the Wet n Wild for $3.
Wet n Wild's coming back around. I don't know.
I like Wet n Wild, but like, you know what I'm saying? When
Oh, yeah.
we were in high school, it
It
was like
everything was $2.
Yeah.
It was like, will it work? Who knows?
well, and I also love now that like brands like Elf and things like that are cheaper are like coming out with so much more things, and I can still buy foundation for like $6 because
Oh.
I like makeup, and when I was younger, I did more makeup when I was in like dance and things like that. You
Yeah.
have to use like more full coverage things. I got very good at makeup, and then I went to college and like never wore it. And it's definitely like if I don't practice, like you use it or lose it. And now I just like don't like I wear makeup, but it's never anything like
I'm not doing my
crazy.
makeup really anymore.
No, and so I just don't even look at things like that. Like the eyeshadow palettes that I have, I've owned since I was probably in high school or like maybe college. And they're probably so far expired, it's like not even funny. But at least I know that I touched it,
It's
not
me.
somebody else.
Well, and I am not a makeup artist, right? Like I am
Mhm.
not someone who this palette is going to be used on multiple people. It is used on me and me alone.
Mm-hmm.
And even like I don't think I've ever used any of my makeup palettes on like friends either.
Mm-mm.
Like it's just one of those things that's my thing, my stuff. Think of like anything to do with eyes. Eyes are touchy as hell. Styes
Mhm.
happen ridiculously easy, and infected styes can cause massive vision impairment issues.
When any sort of infection in your head is like not good.
It's not a good, I just, rashes and breakouts and like you are really messing with fire. And to me, is the profit margin that incredible?
I have no idea. I just like heard it and saw videos of it, and I'm like, the fact that you're rolling up and finding these like broken and used, returned palettes back on the shelf is insane to me.
That's disgusting. I mean, you are genuinely like lying to the customer. You wouldn't like chew a pack of gum, spit it back in the box, and try and sell it to somebody.
Right.
Like, it's still like the amount of bacteria that things go through, and makeup in itself is like can grow bacteria pretty easily.
Mhm.
So you know what it doesn't need? Other people's fingers and
In it.
eyeballs and skin oils touching it. So that's crazy.
Yeah.
Ick.
So this is my PSA for you. As you're doing your holiday shopping, you don't buy makeup at a discount store.
No, go to like you can get makeup at dollar stores.
You can get makeup at dollar stores. You can get good. That's what I'm saying. Like Elf, like good makeup.
Yeah.
For reasonable prices.
Right.
Or Wet and Wild. You do not need to buy that.
The Wet n Wild photo filter foundation has been my favorite since like high school.
Right. And then but it's reasonably
I think
priced.
it's $4.
Mm-hmm.
Like it might be $6 now because of inflation, but when I first was buying it, it was $4. And it has, I have tried higher end foundations.
Mhm.
I've tried foundations that are closer to that $50, $60 range.
Mm-hmm.
And they're fine. But at the end of the day, it's like for as little makeup as I do. Like
One, especially even if you bought like a nicer palette for regular price, it's going to be cheaper than paying a doctor's bill for an eye infection.
Yeah.
There's my PSA for you.
well, then like how are you ever gonna know, right? Because I can tell you if I got an eye infection, the last thing I'm really thinking about is like my makeup a lot of times.
And then if you continue to use it, not realizing that that's what's causing it.
Yeah. Listen, like you said, my eyeshadow palettes are from the two I have. I've literally only used one. The one I have, I got freshman year of college, and I haven't hit pan on any of them.
No.
That's because I don't wear
Eyeshadow, yeah.
almost ever. However, like I don't own a ton of these things. However, if I've had like an eye infection in that point in time, the likelihood of me being able to track it back to my eyeshadow palette and get rid of that eyeshadow palette is not super likely.
Slim to none. Yeah.
That's scary. Ick. That's crazy because they sell like eyelashes too.
I know. They sell like all sorts of things. Like you said, they sell supplements. They sell.
I've got face razors there once, and those worked great. So just be careful.
I don't think I've ever bought anything from a store like that besides like clothes or like candles.
You got your hair tool at one, didn't you?
Yeah, but it was in all the packaging.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just going back to you need to be a safe shopper. Like,
Yeah.
look at what you're buying. Make sure.
And if it seems fishy, return it.
if if it seems fishy, it probably is. Trust your gut.
Mm-hmm.
Take someone with you who knows something.
Or like buy something that's sealed. Like you can tell like the tape is on it.
Yeah.
You know?
Wrapped in plastic.
But that still doesn't mean it's not expired. So check the expiration date too.
Golly. I'm sure 99% of my makeup's expired. It's that whole like.
Oh, same. But at least if it's
6
expired in my care, I feel less
absolutely
shady about it, you know?
One time I bought at one of these, I did buy other makeup there. I bought this foundation and it smelled. It was so perfumey.
Ugh.
And it was such the wrong shade. It was like orange. It was tan and it was orange. And I've never been able to tan. And I was like, I'll just keep it
For
forever.
summer, yeah.
It was darker than my summer shade.
There's my PSA. Just get it at like Sephora or Ulta. They'll still let you return it.
If you don't like it, bring it back. They've also got drugstore sections. So like
Mm-hmm.
you can do the e.l.f., the Wet n Wild, even some of those, Maybellines and CoverGirls and what's that one? NYC? NYX?
NYX.
Took me a minute. Those are cheap too, Pro
They're all
Girl,
reasonably priced, yeah.
LA Girl from Dollar Tree. Oh, what are you gonna do? Well, good. I am living. I'm glad to be back to our roots of conspiracies. It kind of
Mhm.
feels good to talk about them again.
I know.
But no one's died from this. It's just like
Not that I've heard, but it was like you can just search like makeup return and on TikTok and it will just like fill your TikTok. It's
Ick.
insane.
I might have to. So I can be gross.
It's gross. Like people have like doing this and they're like damaging this stuff and then like bringing it back and they're like F corporate America.
Preach. Ditto. Well, that will wrap us our first. Jesus, that was not a sentence. That will wrap up our first.
segment.
There we go. But we will move on to the next. And Hannah, I wanted to talk to you. So we are finally in the month of December, and I wanted to talk to you about fingernails
Love.
because both you and I typically like to have our nails done, and it's just like an important thing to us. I want to know, what is your dream set for Christmas?
Oh, this is hard because I'm literally planning to go get my nails done this week and I want to get a Christmas set and I don't know what to do.
I know.
Here's the thing. When I go get my nails done, I have all these intentions of getting like this beautiful design.
Oh, yeah.
And then I get there and I feel like I'm going to shit my pants or throw up or both. And then I'm like, I'll just get red.
One color is just fine.
Like there was one time, literally the set before I had this set done, I didn't even have the guts to tell them I didn't want them to be square. So if I had the guts, I've seen some really pretty like where they design it so it almost looks like sweater
I had sweater nails once.
on your nails. I think those are beautiful. I love glitter. I love like I've seen like as a teacher I've seen like the cutesy little like reindeer.
Mhm.
But there was this one set I saw and they're so cute. And it almost looked like a retro cartoony like Christmas trees.
Oh.
But I feel like it's a little bit like it's kind of a big undertaking. So I feel like that would be fun. I love like design on it, but I'll probably end up just getting some sort of I might get what I'm thinking about getting is some sort of like red with some like chrome over top of it.
I've been really into the red chrome recently.
And so then it's like sparkly, but still just plain. I don't know. What do you think?
So my big thing with Christmas, right, is typically the Christmas colors of red and green, right?
Mhm.
I love a blue Christmas.
Oh yeah.
Like, I have always loved royal blue lights, like,
Mhm.
not necessarily in the house, but like, or on your tree. I think they hurt my eyes when they're on the tree, but like outside, on a like outside,
Reflecting
with
off the
snow
white is cute.
is
yeah.
beautiful. I think for me, I love a chunky glitter.
Yes.
So I think any of those colors, whether it be red or like a really deep pine
Ooh,
Green.
mhm, mhm.
or a blue.
A royal blue would be pretty. Or navy.
Mhm. I I am not typically one that goes for a ton of design. That being said, I saw this one that was like white. It was a white chrome.
Ooh,
And it was one of the nails had a snowman
cute.
painted on it. And it was just like, it was still very classy and elegant. And I think the reason I'm a very neutrals girl, so I don't do a ton of like, literally today I'm wearing tan, brown, and white. So like, and then my socks are teal. So what are you gonna do? But
That's
like,
my papa color.
my papa color is my socks. But like, I love a good neutral nail.
I know I have brown on mine right now, and I've had them for the month of December or November, and they definitely need to. They need to get filled in. They're like a little rough, but I've been like holding out, thinking like, oh, I'll just wait, and they cannot be waited on any longer. So
I've
had my neutral moment, and now I'm ready for something wild
fun and colorful.
Yeah,
I know I've recently switched over to just glue on nails just because like I feel like I'm terrible with my acrylics. I'm really hard on my hands. And so I pop them off and rip off like the top 15 layers on my nail, and then my nails are butchered for 4 months. So I've switched over to glue, and I've liked it a lot, really. But I've been perusing the web now of like different nail designs for glue-on nails. Oh, it's been such a fun time for me. Except for a lot of them are beautifully designed, but they're not like plain. I'm sure you can find plain. It's probably just the websites I'm looking at, but they're like chains and like big old stones on top.
Yeah, I'm not much of a stone person. They can't have anything else glued on them. They need to just be painted on or whatever.
Yeah. I think they're beautiful when they're on someone else. When they're on me, I'm like clonking them around. I'm just really hard on my hands. So
Yeah. Oh, that's fun.
love talking about nails.
Same. So we've had a very like beautified
episode.
Look at us, beauty influencers.
Booties.
People are like, this is not the episode I signed up for, but that's the fun of the I Don't Think So podcast. And every week is something completely different.
Yeah.
Last month you had true crime, people getting murdered, and this month you get makeup and nails.
You know what? We're eclectic people.
But if you have something that you would like us to talk about or share, or any conspiracies that you'd like us to cover in the month of December, definitely let us know.
Yeah. Gotta get them back in, because I have been out of practice now for searching for weird and obscure conspiracies, because you type in conspiracies and it's a bad time. So
Especially in this political climate, we
you gotta get past the first couple pages of Google usually. But send us some our way. We'll see what we can find.
Yeah, send us them on X, Threads, or Instagram at I Don't Think So _EH, and we'll hear from you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.